Hi everyone, welcome to video number 2 of my instructional series for key fundamentals and pre-shot routine for the players. So in video number 1 we covered sighting and aiming, which is the start of a routine. Now we're going to cover number 2, which is going to be your stance and your alignment. So briefly I'm going to explain about number 1. We stand back and we find our starting position, and we need to find where the shot line is. So what we're going to do, if I put the 14 ball on the spot and I put my cue over the ball, the line between the center of this ball to the pocket, we call this the potting line in England, or you could call this the contact point line. Wherever the cue ball lies, we need to find the line through the center of the cue ball to meet the contact point, and we call this the aiming line. So you can imagine if I put a laser that went through the cue ball this way and continued all the way this way, we're looking for where that line would be. And what we want to try and do is we want to stand on this line. So if you're right-handed, it's going to be your right foot, and if you're left-handed, it's going to be your left foot on the line. The reason why I explain this, if I put my hands next to my hips and I just let my feet open up naturally, if my foot was on the line, my arms would drop down here and I would shoot through this line. Now, if my feet and I don't place them on the line, so for example, if my cue on the floor here is the shot line, I'm looking to step on this line, and now I'm going to shoot through here. If my foot is all the way over off the line to the side, my arm is now out over here, and I'm not on the line. And my consistency is going to vary by where I keep placing my feet. So when I was 9 years of age in England, I used to watch snooker on TV. And I used to sit there and I used to watch them. And one thing I noticed, they all stood exactly the same. The slow players and the fast players. Nothing changed. They stood the same. And they lined up the same. So when you find your starting position here, what you want to look for is this imaginary line that we're trying to visualize. If you use your pool cue, okay, there's the line. Now I'm on it. I can open up my feet, and now I can shoot. And what I like to do is put stickers on people's feet when they line up, and I put my cue at the back of their cue, and I want to see where exactly on their foot that they're shooting from. This way then I can see how consistently they are where their feet are. So what I like to do is I like to aim with my feet. I actually shoot with my feet. I'm standing here and I'm feeling with my feet, okay, that's where my foot needs to be. And I'm visualizing this line. My left foot now is just going to go over to the side. It's going to open up my hips. This is called a snooker stance. I'm going to explain this in a second. And now I can shoot. So for example, the 3 ball, I'm back. And I'm trying to find where this line is with my foot here, looking for this imaginary line. Once I find it, now I can literally just open up my feet and I can shoot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to line up with my feet. I'm going to start close to the table like I was explaining in video number 1. And all I'm going to do is, you'll see now, my foot now is way over here to this side, and it's not exactly where it should be. And I'm trying to crouch and move my feet around. You can see the difference of where my foot's been placed because I didn't start in the same position where my feet is. So with the players with a pool stance, what happens is the pool players are actually on the shot line, but you'll see that they're turned in. This is for a right-handed player, so their hips. So what happens is they'll pull their foot over because their body was going to get in the way here with your hips in the way. Now, with a snooker stance, what we try and do is when we're on the shot line, this is the shot line here, and my foot's on the line. If I put my left foot and I step it in, what happens is it's going to close my hips, and I'm not going to be able to shoot. A lot of pool players will then pull this foot over here, and their arm will be out here, away from their body, with a lot of movement. By having a snooker stance, what you're going to do is you're on the shot line, you open your left foot to the side. This is now going to open your hips so you can actually shoot and not get your arm jammed. And you're going to be a lot closer, compact to your body instead of being over here with all this room movement. This is because where you're placing your other foot, if you're right-handed, it's going to be your left foot. A lot of players will go and they step in. This is going to close your hips. You're going to be jammed up. You're going to pull your right foot out the way to that room. Now your balance is off. And then we can't shoot. What I like to do with a lot of players is I actually come up to them and I'll push them with one finger and they'll fall over. It's because their balance is sideways. If you actually stand on the line and just open your feet, open in your hips, you now have a real solid base. So everything now is locked in from here. And the only moving part you're going to have is going to be your back arm. If I do the way a pool player, he's on the shot line, he's lined up, he's trying to put his foot on the line. You'll see some of the advanced players do this. But then they're going to step in, closed hips, pull their foot out the way, and they're more shooting with the side. And there's a lot of movement here, a lot of room for this to move and not be as solid. If you actually hold here and just open up your feet, you're a lot more compact in here. So what I want you to try and understand is we're looking to aim with our feet. Find this imaginary line, step on it, open up your feet, and shoot. Here's the shot line. I'm going to step on the line. And what you're trying to look for is a certain spot on your foot that you're going to use. This is going to be your guide. Now, some players, it might be the very end of their toe. With me, it's normally roughly across my feet, right in the middle here somewhere. So I'm trying to feel with this part of my foot every time I shoot to get that point. And I'm feeling what's going to happen is going to create muscle memory, and you're going to get some kind of consistency in the way you shoot. Now, one of the biggest problems players have is they'll be back from the shot line. So now we're too far from the table. This is where we need to stand, right here. So they'll be behind the line, doing it correctly, but then they'll step in too far. What will happen is now you'll be like this, and they'll sit down to try and counteract their balance. If you're too far from the ball, you'll see that their leg is tilted forwards. What we want ideally is the cue would be straight right next to you. If I was to stand in the right position, if I'm too close, it would be like this. And if I'm too far away, it's going to be like this. So what we need to do is we need to practice how we're going to do this. We're going to put all the balls on the table. Every single ball is a cue ball, and every single ball is an object ball. Now, in Russia, they have one tennis court with one tennis coach that's trained more top 20 tennis players than the whole of America. For 2 years, he has 7-year-olds swinging a racket, and they don't hit one tennis ball. South Korean female golfers do exactly the same. They swing a golf club, and they don't put the ball down until they feel they're ready and their swing is ready, because it's only going to distract them from their routine. So I was explaining Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. He was actually training them technique of muscle memory and then teaching him of what they want to do. This is my training drill that I teach people that's going to teach you your stance and your routine. You're going to practice this for 20 minutes a day, and all you're going to do is you're going to step in and you're going to step back out. And you're going to start to feel, am I too close? Am I too far? Are my feet in the right place? Until eventually it'll become natural, and you'll be able to literally walk around to where you need to be, and you can just step in and you can shoot the ball. You're never going to keep fiddling with your feet, because you have to train yourself the muscle memory of being comfortable, and the only way to do this is to do it over and over and over again. If you go to the pool room and play for 8 hours hitting balls, you're not going to learn anything. If you do this for 30 minutes to an hour a day, it's called deep practice, and you're going to learn 10 times more than somebody that doesn't actually go to the pool room and train properly. This is very simple. You're teaching yourself technique and consistency in how to line up exactly the same on every single shot. It's like getting up in the morning and brushing your teeth, or riding a bicycle. What I want you people to try and understand, to learn, is learning to have your feet in a set position. Obviously, you have to be comfortable, but what I want you to do is put all of the balls around the table and start practicing just walking in as if you're going to shoot, stepping back, just walking in, stepping back, 15, 20 minutes a day. What's going to happen, there's a thing called Myelin sheath. It's actually going to evolve in your brain, it's going to grow, and it's going to go through your nervous system. It's going to transfer faster signals from your brain to your muscle memory, and you're going to learn to be able to do this. The best golfers in the world, the best musicians, all people in different parts of life have more myelin sheath because they've done something over and over and over and over again. Literally, people who work in a factory shaking tablets to a hole. They do it every day, they become experts at what they're doing. It's just the same thing. You're going to train your body. All you need to do is understand about the shot line, aiming with your feet by putting your feet in the same position so you have a nice solid base, so you're not loose and wobbling, you're stable, you can hit the ball. Thank you for tuning in for this second video on the stance. If you tune in for the next video, I'm going to go on to the next stage of the pre-shot routine. And please come back and give us some feedback on the videos and any questions you guys might have to help you with this for the future that we can look to help you guys with and do other stuff. Thank you.